Modi and the ongoing West Asia conflict, with both the leaders stressing the need to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. India continues to call for restraint and diplomacy while working to ensure safe passage for its ships and stable energy supplies. With that context, what does this call really signify? To get more on that, we're now joined by my colleague Samita. Let's take a look.
That's right. It's an important development that's come in because the Prime Minister has spoken to President Donald Trump ever since the war began on February 28th, when Israel decided to strike Iran. Now, this is also important given the fact that the U.S. is looking at de-escalation with respect to hostilities that have been ensuing amidst Iran, Israel, and the United States. In fact, the President Donald Trump has extended the deadline to reopen the Strait of Hormuz for 5 more days and has called for talks. He stated that talks have been going on between Iran, one of the leaders, a respected Iranian leader, he said, and the United States. Now, that is something that Iran has categorically dismissed. The Iranian leadership, the Iranian government officials have been stating that the United States is merely buying time for thinking about its next military strategy, and it cannot be trusted. Now, as far as this conversation goes, let me read out the Prime Minister's tweet. The Prime Minister said that we had a useful exchange of views on the situation in West Asia. India supports de-escalation and restoration of peace at the earliest, and ensuring that the Strait of Hormuz remains open and secure and accessible is essential for the whole world. We agreed to stay in touch regarding efforts towards peace and stability. So, of course, the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz is crucial and critical for the entire world, especially given the fact that we are looking at an energy crisis, which, according to the IEA chief, Fatih Birol, is bigger than the dual crises of the 1970s and the Russia-Ukraine war. And of course, this essentially means degrowth in the global economy. And it's important for the Strait of Hormuz to open for that very reason. And of course, India's role as an interlocutor has been spoken of in the past. India has stood for diplomacy. India has stood for talks. So, of course, these talks, according to the Prime Minister's tweet, they were in that direction. But what exactly could be India's role as far as a mediation opportunity between Iran and the United States is concerned? Well, more details on that are yet to come.
All right. Thank you so much, Samita, for getting us all those details. But moving on, an Indian government has confirmed that 2 Indian LPG carriers, that is Jag Vasant as well as Pine Gas, carrying over 92,000 of metric ton of LPG, have transited through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, the vessels have 33 and 27 Indian seafarers on board, and these vessels are destined for India and are likely to reach the ports between 26th and 28th of March 2026. Now, these vessels are being escorted to Indian ports by Indian Navy.